Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. That's great style that you can crochet for yourself. So welcome to everyone, all my subscribers and my new subscribers as well. Y'all have been coming in and I'm so glad to have you here. Maybe you'll go back and look at some of my other 350 or more, I think more, videos that I have on my channel. They all are self-contained. Usually they don't go continuously, so you can watch one anytime you want, anywhere you want. So that is what I suggest. If I'm not here, maybe at the end of the week this week, I'm not really sure if I'll be able to be back. So today's video might be a little bit long. I hope you grabbed something to drink and your favorite crochet project or any other craft project that you're working on. And let's take some time to talk about crochet. Today I have several things to show you. I have a finished object, which is right here I'm wearing, and I'm really excited about this. I'm not going to go into all the things I'm going to do in this video. You know pretty much what I'll be doing, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. Now, this is my brand new Felicity Sweater. The pattern will be coming out end of the week. I'm almost promising that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful sweater. I showed a little bit of this one video or two ago maybe. This is the Felicity Sweater. It's made with afghan wools. This is a knit crate yarn that came out last year, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to find it. This is afghan wools interlock, and the composition is 34% cotton, 35% linen, 19% lyocell, and 11% nylon. The 351 yards on the ball, and it's fingering weight yarn. I'll warn you about that. It's fingering weight yarn, so it takes a while to crochet, but it is so gorgeous when you finish crocheting it. Now, you could substitute cotton fair for this because that's a number 2 weight as well. Some other yarn like that. You can absolutely go out to Google and type in number 2 fingering weight yarns, and there will be hundreds of them that come up. And if you see one that you might like to try, you can do that. I suggest cotton fair for this. It's just about the same weight of yarn, and it's all cotton, or it's cotton and acrylic, I think cotton fair is. But it's a summer weight yarn, so you could use that for the Felicity Sweater. Also, you could use any other fingering weight yarn that you find, like Beautiful You. That was another number 2 yarn that I really liked. I've been on the web and I've tried to find it. I'm looking for Meteorite, which is the colorway that I have 3 balls of. I need 1 more ball. And I'm really sad that I can't find it on the web anywhere. So if any of y'all have a Beautiful You skein lying around in the colorway Meteorite, which is almost black, it's just shy of black. It's beautiful, and I'd like to make a little black top out of it. And I already have a pattern. It's the Beautiful You top that I released last year, and I found some black Beautiful You, and I have 1 more skein to get. If you have one, I will gladly buy it from you. So just let me know down in the comments, or you can send an email to Jeannie, Jeanne, at onthehookcrochet.com. And thank you for that. I have a lot of subscribers and a lot of viewers, and I'm hoping that somewhere out there someone has a skein of Beautiful You in the colorway Meteorite. Now back to my Felicity Sweater. This is a piece, well, it's actually the rest of the hank that I have left, and I will calculate the number of yards that you need, probably about 1,100 I'm thinking, because this sweater, and this beautiful colors in there, it's kind of a cream and just a very tiny bit of beige in there mixed in. Very beautiful. Let me get it back. There we go. You can see it there. Very, very beautiful yarn. I just loved working with it. It was so soft, and I don't know if you'll ever find any Beaches yarn or not. I had several hanks of this, and I think I even procured some from one of my viewers. It's been last year, so my memory isn't all that great about it. I have a lot of yarn coming in and out, and I can't remember where I get it all, but if you're one of those people, thank you so very much for answering my request last year for Beaches yarn, but this year it's Beautiful You and Meteorite. Don't forget, if you have some, let me know and I will gladly buy it from you. Now, again, back to this particular sweater. The Felicity Sweater pattern will be out later this week. Let me get up closer so you can see the yoke of this sweater. it turned out very beautifully. If you'll notice that I added some rows at the top so that when I sewed it together it would be nice and even. As you can see there, the back also is yoked and it has ribs on the yoke, so it looks just like the front, and it's made like the front, only the front has a neckline, and I'll show you about that in the pattern. But it does have a shaped neckline in the front. The arms are a cap sleeve, and that is a function of the ease that I put in this sweater. I'm not going to back up too far. I'll back up a little bit so you can see it. The sweater that I made has probably 16 inches of ease. I know that's a lot, but this also has a really nice drape. Now, if you're using a size 2 fingering yarn to make yours out of, then this will be perfect because it has lots and lots of drape. I also made this in a crop length, and then it was too short. When I tried it on, and I had it all sewn together, I tried it on and it was just too short. So what I did was I added on a couple of I'll put it in the pattern, but I added some more ribs at the bottom to mimic that of the yoke. So I have a matching rib at the bottom and the top. I did not rib the arms, obviously, because the rib goes all the way to the end of the cap sleeve. So I just added a couple of rows of single crochet there, and I decreased some to get it to lay down like it did. Very beautifully done, because it's not hard to do. It's very easy to do, and I tell you in the pattern how to do that as well. I'm wearing this today with just some off-white or some beige color, light beige dress pants, and it really dresses up this outfit. You can also wear it with jeans, which I did a little bit yesterday afternoon. I changed into blue jeans and I wore it around with some jeans. It was very comfortable. It looks really nice with jeans because it's a lot of drape, a lot of ease, and so it's not clingy, and you can wear it with jeans and it looks really nice over the jeans. I really like the way it looks over the jeans. But today I'm wearing it with dress pants and some kind of dressy shoes. This is what the back looks like. It's just straight across the back, again with the ribs at the bottom. So it kind of finishes off the design elements that I've placed in this sweater. So I hope you'll try it. This is the Felicity Sweater. Grab some number 2 yarn and get ready for that pattern to come out probably later this week. Moving right along, as you know, Crystal is my model. She models for me every single week, and I have decided to make her a regular on my program. And today she said, could she model the brand new People's Pullover? And that is a pullover that is a shout out to the Ukrainian people, not political, just trying to support the children that have been displaced. So I'll talk about that in just a second, but I'm going to let Crystal come over and model the People's Pullover for you. Here is Crystal modeling the People's Pullover. And I'm going to pull her back just a little bit so you can see how the design works on this. This is a stripe that you can, of course, use any colors you want. So I made this a shout out to the Ukrainian people. I'm using paint box yarns, and this is what they look like. I usually buy my paint box from Love Crafts. They always have a really big supply. They aren't ever out of any colors that I can remember, and this is called Sailor Blue. They have a lot of colors that you can pick from, and this is Buttercup Yellow, which I paired with this. Is the color of their flag. The Ukrainian flag is blue on top and yellow on the bottom. And I'll put a picture here of the Ukrainian flag so you can see it. And that's why I'm designing this sweater as a shout out to the Ukrainian people. So I'll back up a little bit and show you what I've done here. I've crocheted the bottom in lace. Below the waist is not important as far as wearing an undergarment. So I'm placing the lace at the bottom of the sweater. And then above that is the yellow stripe, which is a shout out to the Ukrainian flag, of course. And then the rest of it is done in an extended single crochet, which it doesn't need anything under it. As you can see, you can't really see my hand under there. You don't have to wear an undergarment. It's all cotton, 100% cotton, if you make it from paint box. So I really like that idea because it's a summer sweater. And then I have not even, I have this stitch marked at the top, and I haven't sewn it, of course. I have not sewn this sweater together, but it has the sleeves built into the sweater right here. They're going to be short sleeves, and there'll be another design element here on the bottom of the sleeve. And then, of course, I will sew up the sides and the yellow will match up along the sides, so it won't be distracting there. And the lace also will match up along the side. So this is what it looks like in the back, just like the front. The design element continues around the back of the sweater. And it's this beautiful royal blue that really sets off the sweater. I really love this color blue. And I wouldn't mind making another sweater out of some other paint box colors. Of course, paint box isn't the only cotton that you can buy. You can buy 24/7 cotton. You can buy, I know paint box and 24/7 are two of my favorites. They're very high quality. And if you're making a garment, you should not make them out of a cheap cotton. Make them out of a nicely done cotton, which is one of these two, either paint box or 24/7, not sponsored by anybody. Now, that's a pretty good look at it right now. I will be sewing the shoulders together and the sides together later this week. And I've already written the pattern for the most part. I have to finish it, of course. And I'll be publishing that as soon as possible. And some of the proceeds will go to Samaritan's Purse, and that is a wonderful organization. I know y'all have probably heard of it. It's run by Franklin Graham, and he is a good organizer. I've been on the web, I've done my research, and apparently donating money to the Samaritan's Purse is a really good idea. They don't spend very much money on the administration. It mostly goes to the program, which is to the children. They also have a link, and I will put it in the description box. You can click on that and read about it. It is what they're doing for the Ukrainian people, and it's a very nice website. You can go and look at it and see all the different things they're doing for the children there. So I just wanted to show you that, and that's where part of the proceeds will go from the People's Pullover pattern. So I hope that you'll support the Ukrainian people with that. I'm not asking you to buy it for me. I'm asking you to buy it so that I can send that money to the Samaritan's Purse and they can help the people of Ukraine in their time of need. I have some whips that I want to talk about, and I have revamped my project that I was making from Afternoon Cotton. And this is a brand by Premier. It's not a brand by Premier. This is a yarn by Premier Yarns. This is called Afternoon Cotton. And you know, when I was thinking about what to make the People's Pullover out of, this would be a perfect yarn for that. It's a size 3, so you'd have to put a few more stitches in it and maybe lower the hook a bit, because that paint box cotton is a size 4 weight cotton, so you'd have to drop back on it. But this would make a lot nicer drape to the sweater than using a 4, so you could make it a little bit bigger, put more ease in it, just like I did with the Felicity Sweater. And so I wanted to show you this. This is the Afternoon Cotton, and I have several colors that I'm using together in this particular pattern. Of course, I would pick the same color out there. This is Deep Jade. That's another color. This is Coral. The pinky color is Coral. Thistle is the purple color. I've shown these already once, but I wanted to show them again very quickly. And this is the colorway Fog, F-O-G, and that is kind of a light gray color, very beautiful. And I'm going to combine these colors together in a sweater. This is a top-down sweater, as y'all will love, love, love. Y'all love my top-down sweaters because they're really easy to make. They go quickly. Once you get to the underarm, they just fly by. And this is going to be short sleeves. It's a cotton sweater, of course, made from the Premier Afternoon Cotton. And this is the beginning that I've done. Now, this is the top edge of the sweater right there. That is the top edge, and this is where I am right now. This is my new row. This color in the coral, I'm using a different stitch for that, and it's kind of an interesting stitch, and I'm doing 2 rows. You have to pull it apart to make it lay right, but once you do, it's very beautiful, very beautiful. It's a little puffy stitch. It's kind of a puffy stitch, and I'll talk about that more later when I get farther along in the sweater. But this is what I have so far, and then I'm going to add, I believe this is the next color, and this will be the next stripe I'll put in there. After I do gray, then I'll do gray again, and then I will use the thistle color and back to the coral. So that's kind of an outline of what I'm doing with this, and I'm more excited about this than I was originally. I don't know what I was doing originally, but I didn't like it. So I put everything back in the bag, and I decided that I was going to change the pattern up a little bit, and I did. And I like that new stitch for the color stripes. I think that'll be really pretty. It'll stand out a little bit. They'll look a little bit different from the regular sweater stitch. Now, that is living in my turquoise bag. Y'all have bought them all up. I think I might have one or two left in my shop. That's it. I really like this bag. It's big. All of my project bags are really big. And see, my sweater fits way down in there. I don't even really need all this room, but it is great to have it. I can put 2 or 3 projects in here, zip it up, and take it with me. Now, this is a zippered bag. Unlike some of the other colors, they are not zippered. Some are zippered. So it's very clear on Etsy which ones are zippered. So if that's what you're interested in, you can read about it before you purchase, and you'll know that you get the same size bag. There's no difference in the size, but one zips and one doesn't, and one has inside pockets and one doesn't. So be sure that you look at the description before you purchase the bag. I have a little bit more progress on my top-down sweater with using the yarn from my friend Becky, who dyed this yarn. Y'all were really loving this yarn. It is kind of neat because it's not just pink, and I'll show you what it looks like crocheted up. This is not, I mean, obviously I haven't finished it yet, but I've done a few more rows, and I just wanted to show you this because it is just so beautiful crocheted up. Look at this. It's interesting because it's a sort of a tonal. It's not one solid color, but it's all different colors kind of blended in with each other. Becky did a really nice job on this beautiful yarn. I really love it. It's DK, and it's superwash merino. It is as soft as it can possibly be. There's no scratchiness at all here. So I'm going to wear this for a summer sweater. I don't think I'll be hot in it at all. So I'm going to make it with kind of a little mid-short sleeve and top down so that it'll be easy to crochet. It's very easy to crochet a top down. All you have to do is keep track of your rows. It's not like you have to keep track of every stitch. And I don't write my patterns like that. I don't like to say you have 250 stitches around, because if you have 248 stitches, you worry about where did those other stitches go. That's happened to me way too many times. And so I thought, I'm going to write patterns where you decide how many stitches look good to you. You don't have to make a certain number of stitches because you're in the round. You're going around in the round. You're not worried about exactly how many stitches you have, unless you have a complicated stitch pattern, which I don't give. I don't give complicated stitch patterns. They're very, very simple, and you can use them with any number of stitches that are on your hook. So that's the progress that I've made on this sweater. I have not named it yet, but I have an idea what I'm going to name it, and I am going to release a pattern for it because I'm using DK yarn, and I'm using a little bit of different stitch pattern on some of the rows, and I'm going to do some other different things to it as well. So that's living in my Mary Maxim bag, which I showed this one time. I really like it. It's kind of loud, as my mom would say. It's a almost like a paisley print, but it's a different kind of print, and I can't think of it. The name does not come to me right away, but it is quite beautiful. And it's soft. It's open at the top, though. There's no zipper in this, so I can set it by my chair and just work right out of it. And it has a nice wide bottom on it, and it's flat. And there is a hard piece in there, so it does stand up very, very well, even when there's nothing in it. So I'm really loving this bag. This is a Mary Maxim bag. I don't think they have it anymore. It was given away to people who ordered a certain amount of product from them during a certain week, and I just happened to get lucky and put it in my cart, and it came up as free. So there you go. Watch for Mary Maxim. Not sponsored. Okay, I'm going to talk about Mary Maxim for a minute because it's one of my favorite places to order product from yarn, from afghans. I've actually ordered diamond paintings from them. They have a few. They don't have too many. So I wanted to talk about something that I ordered the other day, and it came right away. It was very quick. It was on a free shipping promo. It came in on my email, and if you're signed up to Mary Maxim, you'll probably be receiving these. It's a free shipping code that they give you. It's only good for a day or two, and that day I happened to be looking on Mary Maxim, and I thought they have the best afghans. They have, I would say, 100 afghans to choose from, a lot of afghans, and this one caught my eye. And I wanted to be sure that it wasn't difficult to crochet, and I went ahead and ordered it. because the colors were so gorgeous. Now, the color, I ordered it and it came. So I think it was $74.99. I know that sounds expensive, but it's a pretty big afghan. It ends up being 46.5 by 59. So that's pretty big. I mean, 50, almost 5 feet wide or long. So that's a big afghan. That's big enough for me. And I don't know when I'll make this. It's in a really nice zippered bag, so I don't have to make it right away. I have it kind of put away, and I wanted to show you the colors in this. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at the colors in this afghan. There's kind of a, let me just tell you what the colors are, because they are so gorgeous. This is an anti-pilling everyday worsted, so it's going to go fast. It's going to crochet up pretty quick. The suggested hook is an H hook. That is a small hook. It's 5 millimeters. For me, an H is small for worsted yarn, but I'll probably just make it the way it says. Now, this one is 100% anti-pilling acrylic. Of course, all of this yarn is a size 4. And this is the colorway Fern Green. Fern Green. That's really pretty. This is the colorway Blueberry. That is beautiful as well. The color that holds the afghan together is around each portion of the afghan. I'll show that to you in a second. This is the colorway Parchment, and this is also in my Persian Tiles afghan. The colorway Parchment is so beautiful. It's not the size 4 yarn, but I think that's a size 3 yarn that I'm using for the Persian Tiles. Yes, I still have it. I actually opened up the bag that it was in yesterday, and I was looking through it, and I thought, I really need to work on this. So, have made progress. Oh, if you're like me, I feel sorry for you. All right, this is aubergine, and an absolutely very deep, beautiful purple color. And last but not least is the colorway Burgundy, which is almost a red. I would call that a red. It's very beautiful. And this was the color I saw when I looked at the afghan online, and I thought, I need something with red in it because I have a red couch. And this is what I picked. This is the Brickwork afghan, and look at that. It is absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, it's interesting. It has, you know, several rows of blue, and then what you do with the brown is that you crochet along, and then you dip down a couple of rows and do, I think it's a treble crochet. Very similar to this yoke. Very similar to this yoke, only you only do it once, and then you go maybe 10 more stitches and do it again. I mean, that's really, I read all the instructions, and that is not what they are. But it's close. Anyway, it's not difficult to make is what I'm trying to say. They're calling it an easy pattern, and when I looked at it, it did not look easy to me. That doesn't look easy. But when you read the pattern instructions, it is kind of easy. It's not difficult at all. And I mean, they're only one page. It's not difficult. They didn't have to put any photographs in here because it's so easy to make. So if you're interested in an afghan, this is a good choice. If you're a beginner or an advanced beginner, or if you're an experienced crocheter and you like to work through things pretty quickly, you know that you can finish this afghan in probably no time. Again, it's a big afghan, and it was $75, which to me is a lot of money for an afghan. However, if you're doing a monthly Annie's, which a lot of y'all have been looking at, there's a beautiful afghan that Annie's offers, and I know that Pamela's Adoring Crochet, Pamela there, she's working on it. I think even Creative Grandma's working on it. Since there are 2 people doing it already, I'm not going to do that. I had thought about it. I worried about it for a little while, and then I thought, you know what? I don't want to spend $300 on an afghan. And I think they're being sent the afghan for free, but Annie's has not offered me to do that. So I probably shouldn't spend close to $300. I think it's $200 or $300. To me, it seemed like a lot for an afghan when you can get this for $75. All of the yarn and the instructions, and you can make it at your own leisure. You don't have to receive a shipment. You don't have to pay shipping but one time. And if you're lucky and you have a free shipping code, you don't even have to pay for that. So I did not pay shipping on this particular afghan. Now I know I'm into wearable crochet style, and an afghan always takes a back seat. Diamond painting takes a back seat. I'm all about crochet, and that's why I try to release a pattern quite often so that you can create your own crochet garments yourself. Now, again, the Afghan will take a back seat, but I just love the colors in this. Look at these again. I just really love these colors. They're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I would like to start it, even if I just start it and take a look at it, see if I like it. If I don't, I will give it away. But more than likely, I'm going to keep this one because it has the red color in it. I really love that red, and it will match my sofa in the living room. So again, that's the Brickwork Afghan by Mary Maxim, not sponsored. I have 3 whips that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. So I'm going to work on those this week. I'm going to open the bags. I'm going to decide if I'm going to continue working on those 3 whips. But the ones I showed today are really top priority, and I'll probably try to finish those in the next week or 2. So if you're watching my whips, which some of you do, you follow me and you'll say, where's that whip that you introduced a few weeks ago? And I think, because sometimes I put them up and I lose interest, or I'm started on another one, and y'all know how I am, and you're probably the same way. Some of you are, some of you are not. Some of you finish an actual project before you move on to another, and I'm not like that. I like to work on different things. I even have an idea for a sweater that I haven't even started yet, and I would like to do that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to start it just yet. But it is a summer sweater, and you have to wear a little tank top under it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to proceed with that or not. But if you don't mind doing that, let me know what you think about that. I want to design a sweater with more lacy stitches on it, but you have to wear a tank top under it, or a camisole or something like that under the sweater. And I guess that's okay. You know, I guess that's okay. You don't have to wear it every day, but it will probably be a pretty quick make because the stitches are not all jammed in together, and I'm not trying to make it solid so you don't have to wear an undergarment. Actually, I'm not wearing an undergarment under this. I don't have to wear a tank top or camisole, and you can't see through it because I used a size 7 hook, which is a G plus, or 1 step above a G but not quite to an H. And that's the crochet hook that I used on my fingering yarn. So if you grab some fingering yarn and you don't have a G plus, you might order one off Amazon. You can do that, or you can just use an H hook, or you can use a G hook. It makes no difference at all. When you do the ribs that run up and down the bodice, a small hook is good. And actually I changed to a smaller hook when I did the bottom ribbing along the bottom of the sweater, because I needed it to come in just a little bit. See how it doesn't flare out. It stays right where I put it. And that's because I dropped down to a smaller hook to do the ribbing on the bottom. So just FYI, if you're planning to make the Felicity and the pattern's not out yet, you might want to experiment with some hooks that might work for you. Maybe a G or G plus or an H would be my suggestion if you're using a size 2 a fingering weight yarn to make the Felicity sweater. Let's move on to the giveaway portion of the program. This is a part of the program where we actually talk about certain kinds of yarn and magazines. It's not just a giveaway of a whole lot of yarn. I like to talk about the yarn and do things, at least show you what might be good about the yarn, and you might want to purchase it yourself. Not sponsored by any of these people except Crochet Surprise. They send me a box every month, and I get to give this away to a special subscriber, so I'm really excited. This is the Aspen Loop bag, I believe, the Aspen Loop bag, and here it is. This is what it looks like. It's very pretty. It looks like it would be really nice for summer, super duper for summer. And the color of the yarn is a summer color. It is the taupe color by 24/7 Cotton. I talked about this brand earlier in the video. I love 24/7 Cotton, not sponsored by Lion Brand or any other brand except for Crochet Surprise. They actually send me the box free, but I give it away and ship it on my own. This is the taupe color that the Aspen Loop bag is made from. Really, really nice. If I was going to make the bag, I would have ordered this color, or maybe a cream or something that would go with a lot of things for summer. So you have 4 skeins of that for your Aspen Loop bag. And also what comes in the box is Well-Being Herbal Tea. And in every box they put a bag of loose tea, and it is so fun to use. If you don't have a strainer, you can use a coffee filter. I've heard people use those before. If you're just just drinking 1 cup of a loose tea, you can do that and strain your tea that way. You have to strain it some way because a tea bag is made out of something like a coffee filter, sort of like that. So you can use that to strain your tea. Anyway, this is Well-Being Herbal Tea Blend, and I don't believe there's any caffeine in this. That will come in the box along with the pattern for the aspen loop bag and 4 skeins of 24/7 cotton, which is super duper duper. I like 24/7. It's one of my favorite yarns. So that will go to winner number 1. I'm going to do that. That will be the crochet surprise box. It will come to you just like this, and I will ship it to you if you win. So that's the first prize that we have this week. Or I like to call them gifts because they're gifts from me. The second gift is the crochet magazine, and love this sweater. Somebody said they really like this sweater. That is pretty. Look at that. That is pretty. It's got long sleeves and a nice neckline on that. But this is the newest publication of crochet. It's summer of 2022. Summer of 2022. And we went through it and looked at a couple of patterns in there, but I'm not going to do that today because my video is going to be very long. Try not to make it so long. But this will go to winner number 2. So that will be winner number 2. Winner number 3 is going to win this yarn. And I had a lot of people that wanted this yarn because this is Mrs. Crosby's hand-dyed yarn, basically. And I have actually made a sweater from this. This is my sweater. And I was not happy with the sleeves. I don't like how big they are. I didn't like how they hung. They need to have more crochet on them, and I was just burnt out by the time I got to that point. I didn't want to do any more. So I'm going to give away this sweater. And actually, this is a fairly wide sweater. I put a lot of ease into this particular sweater that I made. It's such a beautiful yarn. I really like it. I'm going to measure this across. It's 23, so it's 46 inches around. And that will fit a lot of people. 46 inches is, a decent amount of sweater to go around. And you could have lots of ease in it, or you could have a tight fit depending on what size body you have. But that will go to the winner. Also, the yarn. Let me get the yarn out of here. This is what yarn is left. Is this big ball of purple, and you can there's some more of this too. I'm just going to put it all in this bag. This is the Artsega bag. I get these quite often from Amazon. If I order yarn, sometimes they'll throw one of these bags in there. I really like it. But I'm going to throw all of this in here, and you can frog this out if you want. There were lots of skeins of the Mrs. Crosby yarn in there, and I will also put the yarn bands for the yarns in here, so you'll know what they're made from. You'll know how to take care of them. Everything will be in the bag, and I'm just going to put this bag in a mailer, and I will send it out to the winner. And that will go to winner number 3. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins our 3 gifts this week. Here we are at the computer, and the URL, or the internet address of that video from 2 weeks ago, is up here. The keyword was bag, and there I've got it typed in. So let's find out how many people actually signed up for these 3 gifts. So I only needed 1 keyword, so everyone that used the word bag is entered. The amount of comments, 298. Wow, that's a lot of people. Appreciate that so much. Now let's find out who wins the first gift. The first gift is the crochet surprise box with the aspen loop bag. So let's find out who wins that. And that would be Yolanda. Her name is Yolanda. And it says, love the bag pattern right there. So Yolanda, you have won the crochet surprise aspen loop bag. So let's scroll down here a little bit and pick another winner. So the second winner will win the crochet magazine, and that is Christy, Christie. That is Christy, and let's see if she uses, there's her word bag right there in her comment. So Christy, you've won the crochet magazine for this month. Now let's go back down here. Let's scroll this up a little bit so we can see who the winner is. All right, let's pick another winner, and this winner wins the Mrs. Crosby yarn and the sweater that's not finished. That's Theotis Patrick. The crochet bag pattern does look easy, and it is easy. There it is, bag in her comments. So Theotis Patrick, you have won the Mrs. Crosby yarn and sweater. I hope y'all enjoy your gifts, and congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to everyone who won. Now, in your email to me, send me an email and use the word winner in the subject line so I don't miss it. Every now and then I'll miss one. It's embarrassing. I don't mean to miss them, but I get a lot of emails every day, and I want to be sure that I don't miss your winning email, so be sure to do that. Also, next week we have 3 gifts. So this is the newest crochet surprise. This is the newest crochet surprise. It just came in, and this is the crochet arch, and this is a decorative accessory. I used to call these. This is a decorative accessory. Let me hold it up here. There we go. A decorative accessory, and this is something that you might hang from a light fixture. You could hang it on a loop out on your porch. You can do all kinds of things with this. So this is called the crochet arch, and there are lots of photographs in here that will help you along. It's not difficult to make. I did look through it, and it looked like it was pretty easy. There's just rows that you just want to check off when you finish doing them. Just check off the rows. And let's look at the yarn that was in this bag. This is unusual yarn. This is a 232 yards on the ball. This is a Lion brand. I've heard of it, and I might have even used it once. It's a size 3 yarn, and this is the colorway mauve or mauve. I've heard different ways to pronounce that, but that is the colorway. It's really beautiful. Again, this is Kobu yarn by Lion brand, and the composition is 51 cotton, 49 rayon from bamboo. So 51 cotton, 49 bamboo, and it's really pretty. I really like this, and this would be pretty hanging from, like I said, anywhere in your home. You can maybe have, where I would hang it would be out on the porch on one of those hangers that you connect to the wall, and it has a loop on the end of it. You put plants on it. I think that would be pretty. And you could put beads or bells on this and make a little wind chime out of it. You can do all kinds of things. But you get 3 skeins of the mauve Kobu yarn, and on each skein are 230, or these are cakes, sorry, 232 yards on each one. So that's a lot. That's plenty. You may be able to make more than one crochet arch. I don't know. And the tea of the month is Northwest Mint, and that will go out to a winner next week. Really pretty. Oh, it has some beads. No, these aren't beads. They're wooden beads. It has some wooden beads that you add to it. But you could always add some bells on it if you want. Go to Joann's and get some bells, and it will make some noise when it blows back and forth on your porch. So again, that's the crochet surprise for the month. Thank you so much, Crochet Surprise, for trusting me with your brand. I appreciate that, and I'm more than happy to send this new crochet surprise out to a lucky winner next week. So be sure to sign up. I know y'all like keywords for each gift, so this one is arch, A-R-C-H. Arch is the keyword for this crochet surprise for this month. So be sure you use the word arch in your comment if you want to sign up for that. Now, my second winner will receive what I call a potpourri of yarn. Some yarns that I am not going to use that I would like to give away. First of all is Chloe yarn. This is Golden Sunset, and this is from, I believe it's Hobby Lobby that has this. I think it is Hobby Lobby. It's Chloe yarn, and it's so beautiful. I really like it. This is 270 yards on the donut. I heard somebody call it a donut, so that's a donut. It's not a cake, it's not a hank, it's a donut. I thought that was funny. All right, this is Chloe Golden Sunset, 270 yards. That is a 1 donut of Chloe yarn in the colorway Golden Sunset. I made something from this. I think it was, I can't be sure which sweater I made from it. I think it was the Lucy Cardigan number 2. If I'm not mistaken, I made it from this, and I had an entire donut left of it. So that will go to giveaway winner number 2 next week. Also, a hank and a half of some beautiful superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, 462 yards on the ball. This is Sunflower, and that is a fingering yarn, and this was dyed by my friend Becky. This is all the yarn I have left that she dyed for me last year. Might have been the year before. I bet it was 2 years ago, before COVID. So I was a BC, before COVID. So this is a sunflower again, beautifully hand dyed yarn, and I know there's a full hank on here, which is 462 yards on this one, and probably a couple hundred yards or more on this one, maybe 300 yards on this one. So it's quite a bit of yarn, and it's beautifully done. That will go to winter number 2 next week, along with the Chloe yarn. Again, another potpourri of yarn that I'm not going to use. This is Twinkle DK by Audine Wools. The colorway is Knit Yorker. That's K-N-I-T, Knit Yorker. 80% merino wool, 10% cashmere, and 10% stellina. 250 yards on the ball. And I have 2 hanks of that will go. One is balled up and one is not. So that will go to winter number 2 next week. Really love that yarn. I can't remember if I made something from it or not, but I had 2 hanks and I don't need them, so that's where that's going. I also have 2 skeins of Rucker, which is the yarn that I used to make the second Agnes sweater, and I modeled that last week, so if you're interested in seeing that, you can go back. These are the jewel tone yardage. You can order, if you want, if you win this, and you can order more of this on Line Brand. I believe they still carry this. And the colorway again is Rucker, and it's a roving yarn, very easy to crochet, very easy to crochet. And if you want to make that, you can go back and look at my video, please. And I talked all about that on the video. So this is again made with the Agnes sweater pattern, and it's done in a worsted weight instead of a fingering weight. So it was an interesting crochet. It was an interesting crochet, but it went a lot faster than the fingering, I will say. So there are 2 skeins, 2 full skeins on here, and you can do with what you want. You can maybe make a hat or a cow or something really pretty out of this, or order a little bit more and have a summer sweater. So that will go to winter number 2. Winter number 3 will receive 5 balls, or these are donuts. I've called them donuts now. 5 donuts of prism yarn, and this is a beautiful prism yarn. I'm not going to use it. I started it, and I have some very similar yarns that I'm going to use I'm using on another project, and I don't need this, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it away. It's beautiful, beautiful. It's made in Turkey, 290 yards on the ball, 100% acrylic. And let me see what it's called. Seascape is the name of this yarn. Prism Seascape. It's a size 3, and let's see, I guess that's all I need to tell you. It's 100% acrylic. But this is some really gorgeous yarn. I've shown this before when I started a project with it. I started a top-down sweater in this, and here is the, well, I have a lot of yarn yet. This is just a little piece of it that came out. But this is a top-down sweater, and you can certainly finish this if you want to. It's got a wide neckline, not too wide, about like that. And you could just keep going on this. I can't remember what size hook I was using. I think it was an H. I think it was an H hook, but you could, you know, experiment and find out which hook it was. I think it was an H. But that will go to winter number 3. 5 hanks of this, 5 donuts, and on each donut again is 290 yards. So you're going to have a ton of yarn, and you can make a long sleeve sweater with it, or 2 sweaters with it, whatever you want to do. And that will come to you in a bag, just like that. So again, this is 5 prism donuts coming to you, whoever wins. Gift number 3 next week. I am still working on my nativity, my diamond painting, and I will hopefully have some progress for you next week. I can see it from here, but I'm going to wait until my next video or two to show that to you. You know that I finished the Virgin of the Lilies, and if you haven't seen that video, I may put that at the end of this video, as well as the one from last week where I showed the Agnes sweater in the, this is called, I didn't even say what this was called. This is a landscape yarn. This is fusion yarn. They call it fusion. Not sure why, but again, I really loved that. My husband liked it too. Mr. On the Hook said, I really like the colors in that sweater. So I'll be wearing that again, obviously. But he doesn't love everything I do, but he's pretty close. He really likes most everything I do. Okay, I'm down to the keywords now. The keyword for the crochet surprise for next week, that was upside down. The keyword for the crochet surprise for next week is arch, A-R-C-H. The keyword for all the yarns that I'm giving away in my potpourri yarn collection is fusion, F-U-S-I-O-N, F-U-S-I-O-N, fusion. That's kind of hard to do, F-U-S-I-O-N, fusion. That is the keyword for all the yarns I'm giving away for winter number 2. And the keyword for this is blue. It's just blue. All shades of blue. Beautiful. I love that yarn. But I'm going to give it away because I'm running out of room in my craft room. Or not in my craft room. I'm running out of room in my studio. And I want to keep it slim there where I can, you know, keep only the things I really want to keep and that I'm really going to work on. So I wanted to give that away. So again, one more time. The keyword for this is arch. The keyword for all these yarns is called fusion, F-U-S-I-O-N. And the keyword for the prism yarn is blue, B-L-U-E, and you will have it. So be sure you use those in your comment if you're interested in winning those. If you're not, leave out one of the keywords if you're not interested in the running. So I hope you'll have a wonderful week. I hope I'll be back by the end of the week. Not really sure if I can do that this week, but if I do a late week video, you will receive a notification if you are subscribed. So be sure you subscribe to this channel and be sure to like this video before you click away. It helps me a lot. It really does. It helps me grow my channel. So please do that. Please like, and you can share it with a friend. If you know someone who crochets, share one of my videos with her or him, and that way they can see what wearable crochet is all about, because that's mostly what I do here. I throw in an afghan every now and then, and I also throw in some diamond painting, but mostly it's about wearable crochet style. Also, be sure to sign up for the community, and that's down in the description box as well. If you sign up, you will receive a free pattern immediately, and all the free patterns that I send out during the year, not too many, but when I send one out, you will receive it. Also, you will have offer codes that you can use on my Etsy shop all the time. So those will go to you as well. And when I send out a new pattern, I send out a special offer code to those in the community. So you will have even more discount on your patterns. You can order any pattern you want when my special offer code comes out. Now, again, I have 2 project bags in my Etsy shop. So if you're wanting a turquoise bag, you might want to take a look at that, at turquoise bags. I'll be sending out an email as soon as my next shipment comes in, and that will have a picture of the bag that I receive, and you'll be able to pick one up if you want a project bag. So be sure to be looking for that. That email will come out either today or tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm expecting some fun things in the mail. So be looking for that as well. So be sure to sign up. And I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm excited. I'll be working on my projects this week. I have a few things other that I have to do, but I will be working on those and show you the progress I make on Monday if I'm not back at the end of the week. So let me grab my crochet hook, and I will close us out by saying, join me next time to find out what's on the hook.